everyone and welcome to New Comic Book News, a weekly show all about comics, from FOCs to exciting announcements, indies to keep your eyes on, and everything in between. My name is Mike Balonis and I'll be your newscaster for this week. Now, typically we talk about the FOCs that are for today and for next Monday, but this week has to be a little shorter and a little quicker. So if you need a refresher on what FOCs are for today, then I suggest you go ahead and go watch the video from last week, because for now we have to move on into the news. And we're going to hit some quick light news first before moving into the big heavy one. First up, it was announced that Exquisite Corpses, the massive indie horror book, will be getting its own spin-off series with Rascal Randy, a 5-issue series coming to us this July. Then, The Forged by Greg Rucka is finally coming back to us after 2 years of a hiatus with its 10th issue. Now, the biggest news of this week is coming to us from Marvel, who are firing a whopping 8% of its workforce, which is accounting for up to 1,000 jobs, spanning from the movie side of things all the way to the comics. Some comic book creators have shared their thoughts on this already, like Ram V, who stated, "Corporations will never love you back," and Scott Snyder saying, "These days, it often feels like we all live at the mercy of huge seismic corporate decisions that have little to do with our own workplaces. It's a tragedy that in the shifting creative landscape where AI seems to be on the rise, that the corporations raking in millions off of the backs of real artists still do things like this. I hope the creatives losing their jobs in the wake of decisions like this are able to move on to bigger and better things." And that brings us to the end of the news, so now we can move on into my favorite comics from last week. Narco continues its tense murder mystery in issue number 2, this time going far outside where I thought they would go initially. Lenore was, well, it was Lenore, and Dead Teenagers was so much fun, expanding the simple premise in interesting ways, which I have a theory on, but we'll see. But what were my top 3 favorites? Batwoman issue number 2 by Greg Rucka and Danny was absolutely incredible. It's continuing that moody, gothic noir vibe as it dives deeper into its mystery and sets Batwoman up for a terrifying new direction that makes me so anxious for where the series will go. And in general, the visual combination of Danny on the line work and Matt Hollingsworth on colors has been phenomenal. And my second favorite title was Alias issue number 2. I wasn't sure how much I'd enjoy this new run of Alias, since it's just the 25th celebration of the title, bringing back the Alias name, and it being a Red Band book, but it has been so good. It's got that tinge of noir, it's setting up a great murder mystery, and some of the panel designs have been mind-blowingly good. But my number 1 favorite from last week has to be Absolute Batman number 19. This rendition of Batman by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta has been a banger every single issue, and this one takes it to the next level by introducing a new element to the story that might have actually been in place since the beginning. What makes this Batman story so endearing is how expertly it weaves together the bombastic nature of what Batman has become with that dark alleyway detective story it was born from. And that's it for this week's New Comic Book News. Thank you so much for watching. What were your favorite reads from last week, and what books are you most looking forward to? As always, my name is Michael Balonis, and I'll see you guys next week.